Hello children, welcome back to our session. Yes, I hope previous session you have understood children. So today let us move on to unit 2 reading C. Okay? Yes. So first one we have seen Telangana, the pride of people, and reading B we have seen in the bazaars of Hyderabad. And today reading B we are going to talk about Bambira Podanam, the jewel of Telugu literature. And he is one of the great remarkable poets, okay, who was born in our state. He was born in our state, okay, and he is Bambira Podanam, and he is a remarkable, is very special poet, okay, who have given us many poems, okay. Let us see what are they and where he was born and what is his language, okay. Let us see children, shall we? Yes. He translated this Bhagavatam into Telugu. So, Bambira Podanam actually he is from which village here? He is from Warangal district. Okay, Bambira is a small village which is in Warangal district. And his parents are, his father is Kesana and mother is Lakshmamma. Kesana and Lakshmamma. And he translated this Bhagavatam, Bambira Podanam translated Bhagavatam into Telugu. And he was born in Bambira village in Warangal district. And he belonged to agricultural family, okay. He is not so rich, but he belonged to agricultural family. And his father was Kesan and mother was Lakshmamma. He never hesitated. Hesitated is nothing but he never stopped to work in agricultural fields despite his interest in poetry. Even though he had a lot of interest in writing poetry and all, but he did not hesitate. He did not stop to go to the fields. Okay, he always helped his parents, mother and father, in field work. Okay, agriculture work and all he used to help, even though his desire is to, his wish is to write poems, but he also always helped his parents. Okay, at the early age Podanam wrote a Bogini Dandakamu for King Sri Singhabhupala. Early age only he wrote a Dandakamu, okay, for whom he have written a Dandakamu for King Sri Singhabhupala. Then later on to whom he have written, he wrote Veerabhadra Vijayamu. He wrote second he wrote Veerabhadra Vijayamu. Okay, describing what is there in that Veerabhadra Vijayamu. Vijayamu means what? Some victory. Okay, what is that victory? Describing the adventures of Veerabhadra. Okay, the success adventures of Veerabhadra he have written. And who is this Veerabhadra? Veerabhadra is the son of Lord Shiva. Veerabhadra is the son of Lord Shiva. Okay, yes. Actually, how Veerabhadra was born? Okay, when Lord Shiva was in angry mood and all, he took one of the part of his hair and he have thrown, and he became the son of Lord Shiva. Okay, Veerabhadra. Then he ordered him to go and destroy the yajna performed by Daksha. Okay, that was the order given to this Veerabhadra. Okay, Veerabhadra order was given by Lord Shiva. So in the absence of Lord Shiva, Veerabhadra went and destroyed the yajna which is performed by Daksha king. Okay, King Daksha. Yes. Let us now continue. Third paragraph. So, second paragraph. Later, he wrote Veerabhadra Vijayamu describing the adventures of Veerabhadra, the son of Lord Shiva. The main theme of work was the destruction of yajna performed by King Daksha in the absence of Lord Shiva. So, when Lord Shiva was not there, Daksha went and spoiled the yajna performed by Daksha. Okay. Who spoiled here? Veerabhadra. Next. Podanam was a devotee of Lord Shiva. So here, Bambira Podanam, he was a devotee. He used to praise Lord Shiva every time. But later on what happened? Let us see. Later he became a devotee of Lord Rama and developed interest in salvation. Why first he was a devotee of Lord Shiva, then why later he became a devotee of Lord Rama? How it happened? Let us see. It is just said that he was invoked by Lord Rama, and invoked means what here? He was dreamt, okay? He got a dream, okay? In his dream, Lord Rama came and he told that you have to took up the work of translating Valmiki's Bhagavatam into Telugu. So in his dream, Lord Rama came and he told him that you have to translate this Bhagavatam, which is there in Sanskrit, you have to translate it into Telugu. Yes, then he obeyed Lord Rama's words, which was dreamt by him. Then he started to write this Sanskrit Bhagavatam to Telugu. So when he translated Sanskrit to Telugu, it became Potana's Bhagavatam. So first Valmiki's Bhagavatam it was there, and when he translated that, then it was changed to, it was known as Potana's Bhagavatam. Valmiki's Bhagavatam to Potana's Bhagavatam, it has been changed. It is said that Lord Rama himself complimented the work. Potana himself credited this in his Bhagavatam. So it is felt like Lord Rama himself complimented this Potana's, okay, him by saying this one to this Potana to translate. Okay, he himself started to praise. Okay, and some of these Potana's poems are like this. One is been given in your textbook. పలికెడిది భాగవతమట, పలికించెడివాడు రామభద్రుడట, నే పలికిన భవహర మగునట, పలికెడి వీరొండు గద పలికెడనేలా. So this is a poem which is written by Potana. So it will be like in the form of songs and all. Okay, పలికెడిది భాగవతమట, పలికించెడివాడు రామభద్రుడట, నే పలికిన భవహరమగునట, పలికెడి వీరొండు గాదే పలుకగా నేల. So such wonderful poems were written by this Pammera Potana. Okay, and this Potana, he dedicated his Bhagavatam to Lord Rama. So I told you first it is Valmiki's. Okay, next it was translated to Potana, and this Potana poems all were dedicated to Lord Rama. Before it was Valmiki's, that were dedicated to Lord Shiva, and now it is dedicated to Potana was dedicated to Lord Rama. And so in that way, Potana refusing the orders of King Padma Nayaka. So actually this Padma Nayaka king was there. Okay, so actually he was insisted that he have to make poems and write poems to this. He has to dedicate those poems to King Padma Nayaka, but he thought that it would be better to dedicate the divine work to Lord Rama, not to any other mortal king. Mortal king means what? He already passed away, he expired, he died. So he thought that instead of dedicating to the dead people, the king and all, instead of dedicating to those people, that king, he thought better to dedicate these poems to this Lord Rama. He thought like that. Okay, it was better, he thought. Then he started to dedicate his poems to Lord Rama. So Pammera dedicated his poems to Lord Rama. All the Potana. Potana was fond of using rhythm and repetition of sounds. So whatever he writes, all the poems and all, it will be rhythmic. Okay, music it will be added, and repetition of sounds it will be there. Once you watch videos based on this Potana's poems and all will be like tunic. Okay, so wonderful they will be. His descriptions touch the hearts of the readers. So after singing the poem, they will describe that poem, what is there in that lines. So if you hear that description, if you understand that bhavam, you will be so inspired. Okay, you love, it will touch your heart. Okay, those poems. Even common people quote the verses of Gajendra Mokshamu and Prahalada Charitra from Potana Bhagavatam. Even common people also they quote some verses by listening to all these poems like Gajendra Mokshamu and Prahalada Charitra. So from Potana Bhagavatam. And finally, this Potana is not among us now. Okay, so Potana is not there now. He passed away, he died. Okay, now he is not there among us. Okay, yes, but his works live forever and ever. Even if he is not there, but his poems, okay, his works, whatever he have done, are there with us. Okay, we still remember him, right? Yeah, his poetry still rings in our ears. The poems which he sung and all, still they ring in our ears. Still it is like he is still there, he is still alive. So those poems make us that he is still alive. Yes, children, I hope you have understood the poem. Okay, children, then see you all of you. Bye bye.